Hi there, it's currently January 9th, 2018. We are doing a tarot/angel card reading for the energy of the day. I decided every now and again that I will pull out a card just to see what's going on. My schedule has been fairly inconsistent, so I just try to do what I'm able to do, but I still do my weekly and monthly readings on YouTube for those who are interested. Otherwise, thank you so much for being a part of my Facebook channel and checking out some of my events. If you like my stuff, please like as well as share, as I am new to the Moncton area and I'm looking for people who can share my stuff that do similar things, because I want to team up with people, and rather than look at stuff as a competition, I'm looking for ways to work with other practitioners and kind of lend a helping hand where we're able to. So I'm not sure why I felt the need to say that, but it could be where the energy is right now. It's about coming together more. I'm also going to start doing little healing retreats for individuals. Well, if you live in Halifax, you can travel up to Moncton. Otherwise, it's for people who are in the Moncton area and people who live really busy lives. They could be healers themselves, and you may have anxiety or some depression, or just you're just an average person with everyday stress. So I should be making some dates for that as well, and I haven't finalized all the details, but I think that'll be really good for a lot of people, and that's why I'm talking about this stuff, because it's finding a way to come together. I do a lot of practicing with individuals, so we do phone readings, or I do kind of some little coaching with people when they come over for sessions. When I do my teachings, I try to do teachings out in the public, but I keep being pulled in towards more practices with individuals on our own time, so you and I together. And this is not allowing for people to meet other people. It's not really feeling community-based, and I really want to be a big part of the community. So that being said, this will be a great opportunity for people to meet people and feel supported within the community. Males and females are welcome, but I feel like it's going to attract more females because sometimes we are nurturers, and we want to learn more about our intuition in terms of how we can help ourselves and get rid of some of these daily stresses in our lives. So again, I'll put out more details about that. So fear is coming up strongly, communication. When it comes to stress, I feel like that's a big part of people's lives right now, is that a lot of people have physical ailments, illness. Some people are suffering from depression right now. There's been a lot of viruses going on around us. So being in the public eye is also very challenging for a lot of people, because when people are suffering, the last thing that they want to do is socialize, and if we're a little more introverted or shy, it can be really difficult to get out and be in the public eye and become a part of groups. Maybe you like learning, and but you're a little nervous around working around other people and being in group settings. So again, this is great for individual sessions, but it's also a time where we have to overcome some of those fears. So for myself as well, I've been on the radio every Wednesday. So actually tomorrow's Wednesday, so if you're watching this, tune into The Beat. I will put the link up for the radio station. I think it's around on Moncton time, around 7:40 roughly, and I just do a 2-minute talk on whatever topic kind of is given in relation to the stuff that I do. And so you know, you just fall into things. So even if it's not easy for us, we have a lot of fears around kind of getting out there, and this is a different level for every person. I also have a breakfast morning television show that I'm supposed to be doing a reading on, just to kind of get out there. And of course this is going to attract a nervous energy, because like I said, we're all at different levels and places in our lives, but regardless of what level you're at in what you're doing, you always need to interact with others, and our social skills and our communication is so important right now. That's why I'm talking about this, and I just feel pulled into discussing topics like depression, some anxiety, because I think we tend to go towards introversion. Naturally, when we're feeling fear or we're feeling anxious, and in fact, it's like that's the worst thing that you can do, because that's just pulling you back into your shell. And this is just creating more fear, more anxiety, and more worry. So what's happening is we get into a state sometimes where we try to avoid stress, and through avoiding stress, it leads us to more. So it's just ultimately, basically, we get what we put out there. That's what I'm saying. So if we're, for instance, the fact that I said I'm doing a daily reading and I'm talking about this, what can then be going on in my head? Oh, people that are watching are going to be like, get on with the daily reading. And that may be the case, but I'm also attracting that by thinking that. So I'm kind of talking a little bit about the law of attraction. So it's like what we're trying to avoid is actually what we end up attracting. And I'm relating this more to anxiety, worry, stress, because that's what I end up also attracting in my life, are people who need help with that, because I guess that's what kind of where I choose to focus, again, because of some of my issues and some of my problems that I've suffered with in my own life. And I have this little book, How to Find Your Purpose. And I took that picture, and this is kind of what inspired me to get into photography, actually, is I gave this picture to my grandfather, and it was something that I felt like he was proud of me, because he could tell that I was doing something that I love to do, which was getting out and taking pictures. And it's actually the sun and the moon at the exact same time over the water. And I just felt very connected to this photograph, and I gave it to him. And when he died, there was a day where I was swimming in the lake, and swimming is great for our emotions, finding some balance within ourselves. And I kind of just asked the universe, I kind of said, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? And I kind of felt like my grandfather's energy around me. And sure enough, I was hearing to just kind of turn around. And when I say hearing, it's just my intuition is just kind of pulling me or pushing me towards just turning around. So meaning turn your life around, essentially. And I look behind me, and I see almost this exact same picture, which was the picture that I gave him. Meaning I saw almost that same thing in the sky, and I was kind of feeling like, okay, I'm obviously being pulled into getting back and taking pictures, finding my passion again. And it's amazing how your life can shift when you start doing the things that you really like to be doing. So I started to find more joy in the things that, I guess, my day-to-day life has shifted, because I realized how important it is to really follow that intuition, get inspired, start taking actions on our dreams, that sort of thing. And then any of these worries or fears or anxieties that we do have tend to dwindle away, because we're focusing and putting all of our energy into the good. And the good's not always going to be in front of us, but again, we have to attract that good. So I kind of ended up on a path where I help people kind of try to find their purpose, and that's why I named the book How to Find Your Purpose. And then I was teaching reflexology this weekend, and now I'm feeling a little shell in the breast. So there's somebody that's watching this that has some anxiety, that has some stress, and so not only is the book good for you, but it's also good to maybe attend that retreat that I'm talking about, because there are so many, if you're watching this, you're attracted to this for a reason. And I feel like a lot of people are learning more and more about energy, because they realize that we can deal with this through ourselves. We just need some tools. So that's kind of what I provide for people based on some of my experiences and some things that I went through, because I always wish that I had someone to talk to when I was feeling down or sad. And having faith and having purpose really goes hand in hand. So that's what this book kind of talks about, is finding meaning in your life through your spirituality and through daily practices and rituals. So I hope that you guys enjoy what I'm saying, and you feel tuned in to some of the stuff that I'm talking about. I think it's kind of a societal thing where we need to kind of come together and shift our energy as a whole, because everybody needs to do their part. in participating, because if we have to get out there and get into the public, it's not easy if people aren't receptive of our energy, if people are making things difficult for us. So we finally get out of our bubble, and we finally get out of our shell, and we have someone that we bump into that has a bad attitude, or somebody who starts judging us, and we kind of, we confirm maybe already some negative things that we were feeling, meaning, oh, you know, I am too much for other people, or I am overweight. And so we are already coming into society, out in the public, feeling a little bit off, feeling some negative feelings maybe about ourselves, or just we're carrying some energy around because we haven't been doing Reiki, or we're carrying something around because something happened to us. And then we bump into somebody, like I said, that's not receptive to us, that's trying to make things difficult. So people don't really know what other people are going through. And so that's why I'm talking about try to put yourself into somebody else's shoes, or just try to go out of your way and do something extra nice today. So when I'm telling you stories about myself, it's not so you I look better. I'm sharing these experiences so that I'm hoping that it resonates with somebody. When we write songs, it's so we can help somebody else through a hard time about something that perhaps we went through ourselves, maybe a heartache or a breakup, that sort of thing. So maybe I'll just read the back. How to Find Your Purpose is meant to assist you on your journey of self-discovery. Many people feel as if their life lacks meaning or purpose. So that's kind of where our depression and our fear stems from, is just feeling like maybe you're not worthy, or you don't really know who you are. Everybody else seems to have a good job, but I don't, that sort of thing. So we're running off of a lower vibration. So the book was written to help you recognize that in order to find out what your purpose is, you must first understand that you can only find out what that is from within. So through our meditation practices, through our mental state, our attitude, how we share love, how we receive love,